Hey, Vanagon addicts, this is Ken Wolfer here, coming to you live and direct. Network 23, no, just kidding. Vanagon.com. Hope you guys are having a great week. It got super hot here in New Jersey this week. Just FYI. So, just letting you know, man, it got super hot. I mean, today it was like 80 something, but the humidity was like 100%. I mean, it was like way up there. So I hope you guys are enjoying it and getting some smiles per gallon with your van. I'm trying to find this thing on here so I can see y'all's chats and all that good stuff. Let me go to the channel. This thing's being dumb and stupid. I mean, right now it says 0 viewers, so I'm not really super worried about people are freaking out like, oh, Ken, where's Ken at? What are we doing? It's on. Oh my gosh, YouTube, why do you vex me? YouTube, you're so vexing. I'm trying to find my channel on here, and it's being so stupid. I found it last week like nothing. This week, it's being retarded. I got stuff to talk about. We got some stuff to do today. If I can actually find the link to the live stream on my phone here, I will be super happy. Oh, we do have one viewer. It says we have one person on. Yay. Welcome to the channel, guys. If I can ever watch my own thing, I will be doing wonderful. It's not allowing me to, but whatever. Oh my gosh.
It's not coming up when you tap on your icon?
When I click on my channel, all right, there it is right there. Let me click on it. All right, it's wonderful. It's working.
Maybe it just had to load.
All right, so now we're in that. All right, so if you're here watching us, it says we got 3 people, which one of them is me. Give us a shout out. I have a helper over here in the distance over to the side who is going to be helping us out with seeing your questions, viewing your questions, and then relaying your questions to me. All right, so we've had a busy week again here this week. I actually just made a video a few minutes ago and posted it about Country Homes Camper. So if you guys get a chance to take a look at that, that was kind of what we were talking about last week, some of these other campers. Also, I was just on the Facebook Vanagon owners page, and a guy, Chris DeLong, who is another famous Vanagon mechanic man. He has a LT camper. If you don't know what an LT is, that is a Volkswagen van chassis that they used. It was like a bigger version than the Vanagon. It looks a lot like the Vanagon except on steroids. And Westfalia made a high top conversion for that. It's pretty awesome. It has a shower in the back. It has like a bunch of extra space. It even has like a little dinette, like a little mini RV. And so if you get a chance, like, check out some of these cool vans out there. Today I had a guy message me. I have a lot of people message me, and a lot of people are watching the live streams. Okay, so thanks guys for doing that. Let me give a shout out to a couple guys from last week. We had some, if you want to help us out, if you ask a question and we answer it and help you guys out, and you want to donate to us because of that, you can definitely do that through the super chat on YouTube. You can also do it through PayPal. There's a link on PayPal in the description that will also allow you to donate to us. So last week we had some people do that, and I definitely appreciate it. Let me give a shout out to them. We had Daniel Peckham. He donated $10 after the live stream last week, so thank you. Give a thumbs up to Daniel. And then also we had a guy, Mike Hemmons. He donated $20 last week through PayPal, and so thank you, Mike, for that. And of course, as soon as the live stream was over last week, we had 2 guys getting in touch with me. Of course, Billy Shepard and another guy, I think Mike, who both wanted parts off of that 91 that we were parting out. And so we still do have that van. We're parting it out. It's getting smaller and smaller by the minute. But if you want some parts off of a 91 GL that we're parting out, just let me know what you need, and we'll see if we can help you out with that.
People say hi.
All right, so we're having people saying hi.
SD Rooter says here again. Timothy Provencher says sup. Hack Owl 72 says what's up, and the Texas boys say hey y'all.
Texas boys are in the house again. I lift my glass unto you, Texas boys.
Texas boys says PayPal won't take the 30% juice. Whatever that means.
Yeah, it's a little bit nicer. If you're going to donate, PayPal is nicer because the super chat thing is cool. Like it pops up and says this guy donated, and it's all woo woo. But the problem is it takes 30%. Wow, that's horrible. So PayPal takes like 3%. So that's a little bit nicer. You know, for me, YouTube earns so much money off of these videos. It's kind of ridiculous anyway. So, you know, just saying. All right. So
the thumbs up drives the algorithms.
And also, yeah, hitting the thumbs up button, that helps us out as far as YouTube maths that says our channel is special. Okay. So that's all that's going on that way. Let's get on to the burning topics of the Vanagon world. I got some stuff to show you guys again this week. Some items that I got, and we'll take a look at them real quick since nobody has a question yet at the moment.
I mean, if they did, it's in like another
It's
language
not,
that I can't read.
Oh yeah, some dude is writing in like Hindi or something. So good job, Hindi man. We know nothing of what you say. All right, check this junk out. I got these. This is a window crank. I got these from a place in Europe that's selling them. And you can kind of see the cool part about it. It actually says Wolfsburg edition on the knob. It's made out of metal, and it's pretty beefy. It kind of looks like, you know, something you would see on a bug back in the day. And so it's pretty cool. It's all metal. You know, people complain about these window cranks all the time. I know Go Westy sells like some kind of super beefy version or something, and these are super beefy too. I mean, this is all, you know, like aluminum or something. I don't know what it is. Chrome, I guess. The only complaint I was hearing people saying was, hear that? Like if your van is like super rattly, like that's gonna make a noise like that and stuff. So if you don't like rattly noises, maybe it's not a good idea. But I'm gonna put these on the website. If you have a Wolfsburg edition Vanagon, you can pop these on there, and people will think, man, that's super special.
Do people have questions?
I also have some. I got some Wolfsburg badges here, man. People say we don't need no stinking badges, but I got some badges, and they're on the site if you want them. They're just made out of plastic, but they look very close to original. They stick on, and I got them for a customer that flaked out on me. So if you got a Wolfsburg and you want to put them on there, go for it. All right, we got some questions.
Nigel Warwick says, aloha, are you still planning on coming to Kauai? And then more importantly, Scott Williams says, I have a question. Under speed, is the engine bay under pressure or vacuum? And how efficient are the D-pillars at moving air into the bay, parentheses, for oil cooler purposes?
All right, so as far as the Hawaii mission goes, that's still up in the air. I've been talking to people in Maui the last couple of weeks, and so maybe we'll go there. Maybe we'll see Kauai as well. I don't know. So it really just depends. Like, again, if people want me to do some Hawaii stuff, we might open up some kind of donation system for that. And depending on what you guys want to do, would be donate towards like extra money going to other islands and seeing some of these Westfalia rental companies. That's what I want to kind of check out while we're out there, is these different companies like Maui Camper Rentals and a couple other ones there on Maui. I know Kauai has Kauai Camper Rentals as well, and they're all usually Vanagon or bus rental places where you can rent these vans. The cool part is, you know, it's about $100-something a day, and you get your transportation and also your, you know, your place to stay all in one. And so it's pretty reasonable, I think, for people traveling. Of course, you also get to travel around in a Vanagon, which I love to do no matter where I'm at. And so, you know, that's pretty cool. All right, as far as the whole engine bay thingamadoodler, I'm not 100% sure on that. You know, on the water boxer, it doesn't really matter. On the air-cooled one, there's a big fan that's kind of pulling air down in through, you know, the cooling tins and all that stuff. So, you know, really what you want is to have the air access. That's what the side pillars are doing. They're actually just allowing the air to come into the engine bay. And if you have an air cooled, it's helping with cooling the engine. If you have your water cooled, it actually brings in cool air for the intake. So, you know, I've seen, actually we sold a long time ago these weird looking air scoops that go on up in the corners of the back of the van. They were made out of fiberglass, and people were like, yeah, you're going to scoop the air and it's going to make more air come into the engine bay, and people bought them. They were excited about them. But I'm not sure how it actually works as far as if it actually does anything or not. Okay, so I've heard people say the stock setup is actually better for getting air into the engine compartment versus a scoop, or that a scoop isn't actually going to do anything. I'm not an engineer, so I hope that helps you a little bit.
Nigel was saying he saw back in your video you're talking about renting from Kauai Campers. Thought that was funny because his dad is the head mechanic for them. And then he said,
sweet.
if you do make it out here, you got to check out our Subaru Westfalia project. We're fitting a Volvo turbo to the 2.1 water boxer.
Dang. Okie doke. Yeah, I mean, Kauai Camper Rentals, I actually did speak to them a few weeks ago, and they were real nice, and they were like, tell me when you want to come out, and we'll have a van ready for you and stuff. But like you said, it's hard. When you're going to Hawaii, there's all those islands. I mean, which one do you pick, right? Do you go between all of them and check things out? Most people just pick one island and, as far as I know, and kind of hang out there. So we'll see what happens. But good luck with your Volvo conversion. I have heard of that in the past. I remember a long time ago, a guy bought a transmission and a bell housing and all this other stuff off of me to do a Volvo engine conversion. It's definitely doable. We did 5-cylinder conversions in the past here, and it was pretty nice. Wound up pretty nice. Okay, do we have any more questions?
SD Reuter saying that he had a set of fiberglass scoops given to them. They require rivets to install them directly to the plastic grates. Haven't installed them yet. And also, the person that's typing in another language is apparently really confused because there's a lot of question marks. But I can't help you. I can't read this language.
Yeah, I actually tried to put his language into Google Translate, and it came up with rubbish. So I don't know if he's just trolling us or if he really is someone that is trying to communicate with us. Maybe he's from another planet and he's trying to make first contact. If so, welcome to Earth. We welcome you in open arms, and we will also share all of our Doritos with you. Okay, so we got rid of the Reese's Pieces, though. Sorry about that. But we'll share Doritos now. They're good, I promise. Okay, unless you're carbon-based, then you might not eat them. Okay, so let's see. Any more questions?
The Texas boys just gave me a shout-out.
Texas boys are saying hi to my helper here, which is my daughter, and Leah. She's over there. See? Okay, and she's helping me out. All right, so we looked at this window crank handle thing. If you're into that, I'm going to put it online. Okay, like I said, just don't get cranky if it, you didn't get cranky if it makes noise. Okay.
Nice.
Let's continue. So I got some.
Ooh, somebody named SB says, "Hey, can I have a 86 2.1 2 window 4? Is that WD? Is that window?"
Maybe.
And then it says
2-wheel drive.
4-speed.
2-wheel drive.
Okay, 2-wheel drive. And then 4-speed. And I was wondering what could cause hesitation going from a full stop to go. Only happens when cold.
So hesitation sometimes can be caused by your throttle position switch being out of adjustment. So it could be that, or it could also be possibly a tune-up issue, like spark plugs, plug wires, cap rotor. So I would check the tune-up stuff first, and then I have a really nice video on how to adjust the throttle position switch, make sure it works. Please watch that, and that between those two things, most of the time, that's what it is. Okay, so I hope helps you out that way. All right, so I got these antenna actions here. I got a whole box of these. They're on the site for $29, and what these are is Hirschmann. It's a German. These were the original manufacturers for Volkswagen, I believe, on this antenna. And, you know, antennas, radios, in Vanagons. Oh my gosh, it's the worst. It's worse than a motor conversion. You say, why is that? Because I'm charging $125 an hour. And people come in here and they're like, Ken, I need an antenna put in. Okay, sounds easy. And I've done a video on how to put them in. I know how to do an antenna, probably 15 minutes. Okay, but, okay, there's always a gotcha. So I'm doing a radio last week on a guy's 85 Westie. It's one of these radios where it's a tape deck. And back in the day, the security system was like a little handle pops out. You pull the whole thing out. It's like a little, like your lunch pail at work. And then you take this tape deck with you, I guess, into the mall or your house or something to keep the criminals from stealing it. Okay. So in order to do the antenna replacement, okay, I pulled out the tape deck deal and checked, did the wiring for the antenna, which was basically just unplug something, plug something back in. And there was a broken fuse holder. I had to repair that, blah, blah, blah. I mean, the stupid thing took me like 45 minutes because of the fuse holder. And then had to pull the whole thing out, and I had to mess with the wiring and all this crap because the antenna thing was jammed up behind everything. So finally got it all back together. Guess what? Vintage 1992 radio. It came on, powered on, made noises when you turn the speakers and different things, and the whole radio bit the dust. Okay, so now I have to take that radio out and put in a more modern one. And I just hate dealing with these radios. Number one, it's a tight fit, right? I mean, most of them are super deep because they got a CD player, they got this or that. And then you got to deal with it jams up against the air box back there. There's barely any room to put it in. I was actually looking at some that new ones that don't have a CD deck. They don't have a CD player. All you do is stream to them with the MP3 player in your phone. MP3 player, a Zune. I don't know what you have. Probably not a Zune, but maybe you got a Zune. I don't know. But you stream to it, and the stupid thing is like only this deep. Okay, the hysterical part, they have them on Amazon. They're probably like around $50 for the radio. And the hysterical part to me is it still has like this little place at the top that looks like where you would put a CD in, but there's no actual place. It's so weird. It's like the radios are finally catching up with reality. Like, who cares about CDs anymore? It has a USB port on the front. You can put a USB stick in it. You can stream your phone to it. And that's what I like. So next time I do a radio, it's going to be one of these deals where it's this deep and no more CD because I'm done with that junk. All right, what we got? You got some more questions?
It was just like earlier when you're talking to SB about his problem, like after you were like replying to it, it just says check click with a question mark. Like I guess you said something like.
Oh yeah, check the click of the throttle position switch. Yes, make sure that's working. If it is clicking, check it with a meter to make sure it's actually getting continuity when it's closed. Okay, so it'll be closed at idle and it'll be closed at full throttle. It'll click twice, so you want to make sure it's closing. Okay, but these, like I said, these Hirschman antennas, they're on the website, $29. And the nice part about them is they fully retract. They have a little key deal, so we're going through the car wash. You can push them all the way down, and also they have that extension piece on the bottom that keeps them from doing like that, because there's some of the cheap China ones that like go all over the place, and believe me, I've dealt with them many times. All right, that's my radio rant for the week.
It was funny because after you was talking to that one person that was writing in like another language about like we will share our Doritos, and then they finally wrote in English. No.
Oh, so he doesn't. Apparently, the aliens did not want Doritos. I'm sorry about that. They probably came for the Reese's Pieces because of E.T. and stuff. But E.T. was definitely overrated. All right, I have one more of these dealios. Okay, I know some of you guys have bought all of these and from the videos and stuff. So I got one more of these, brand new distributor, 1.9. It's all brand new. So yeah, and I think we've been selling them for like $3.50. So if you want it, It's here. You can message me after stuff, and I can sell it to you. Okay. And I don't know how many more we're gonna get. We sold a couple. We sold a few, and I just wanted to mention we did have some of those available still. Actually, one. So man. All right. What else?
Brooke Barber just says Pioneer MVH X580BS is a good head unit, not as shallow as some, but fits and has full hookups for sub and amp. And then Scott Williams says another one. I have a Westie. It has a 21 M. Is that millimeter? Millimeter front sway bar.
Okay. Yes.
I do not off road. A rear bar of what size? What might offer a decent balance?
Okay, so you want to put a rear sway bar on. I have never done that before. I've never even seen one put onto a van before. I've seen them advertised as an aftermarket add-on where you're bolting it onto, you know, the back trailing arms. But I mean, the Vanagon is actually pretty good as it is. Most of the time, what's happening if you're having a problem with your suspension and the van's kind of swaying around? Number one problem, tires. Okay, and we talked about that a couple weeks ago. Make sure you have the C or D range tires. I showed you guys on Vanagon.com where to look up the tires and that kind of thing. That is number one. Okay, so have great tires on there. Number two, suspension pieces. Okay, so your bushings and your front end bushings, your back end bushings, make sure they're not original because they're super wore out at this point. Okay, so if everything's kind of flopping all around, maybe your bushings are worn out. And if you look at your radius rod bushings and they haven't been replaced, guess what? They're wore out, and it's going to make everything flop all over the place. So definitely take care of that. If you got all that stuff done and you still want to put on a rear sway bar, I mean, I would think whatever you can get your hands on that will work on there might help. I mean, 21 millimeters the front. Some of the earlier vans use 19. So somewhere in that range would probably be fine for the back. Okay, it's not going to be doing as much swaying back there, I don't think. And it's just going to be an experiment because I don't know of anybody that's actually been doing that. As far as I know, people have done it, but I have never experienced it. Okay, so but if you can get everything, the stock stuff, you know, I put a Synchro together a couple years ago. We didn't even do, the thing was sitting in a field somewhere for years, and the motor was out, the transmission was out. He took it to the shop, and they took all that stuff out and said, oh, the car is totally junk and rusted. And so he had it brought up here. I'm like, this car is actually kind of nice. Like, it wasn't rusted. Had some rust underneath from, like, on the front, like, just surface rusts on things. And so we rebuilt everything. We put all new bushings in the front end, back end, and guess what? It worked great. Okay, and it was like really tight, man. Somebody's trying to call me right now, but we're gonna delete that out. Okay, so definitely do that. You know, get everything nice and tight, and with the right tires, and you're gonna be like, wow, this thing handles great. Okay, because that's what I felt like with that Synchro.
Matt Steele says hi, and then Mark B says, do you think rear wheel bearing housing seats can be ovalized? If so, how could this happen since the race protects the seat?
Dang. That's a hard question. So rear wheel bearing housing seat things and
yeah,
stuff?
That's what it says. Rear wheel bearing housing seats.
I mean, your rear wheel bearings, the biggest pain about them is actually putting them together. Okay, so usually what happens is you're putting it together and they get damaged. Believe me, the first like 3 or 4 I did, they got damaged. Like we put the first one together and drove the car 2 foot and went crunch, crunch, and the whole wheel bearings went and just broke apart. Why? Because we didn't put it together right. Okay, so wheel bearings in the back is a little tricky. Okay, it's a little tricky, and I really don't understand why they made it that way. But so I'm thinking if you're having some damage back there, it's maybe improper install on the bearings. Also, you want to make sure you got good bearings. There's some China ones out there, and there's some Bilstein or like Phoebe or something. FAGs, I think, and Phoebes are the ones we usually use. They're the ones I've had the least problems with. I've never really heard of them having a problem being ovalized or anything. Like I said, really I've just seen and experienced my own self improperly installing them. And also, it's good to see Matt Steedle is on here. He is a great transmission rebuilder guy. You can check him out on Facebook, Matt Steedle, and his name is spelled like a steed, S-T-E-E-D, and then L-E. And you can check him out. He's a transmission rebuilder dude. He's I like to think he's a friend of mine, although he does owe me $30 for some seals that's like 2 months ago. But I'm not going to mention that. Okay. All right. Continue.
Daniel Peckham says, follow up from last week. How do you test for exhaust getting into coolant? Is this something I can do myself?
Okay. So exhaust going into coolant. I actually talked to Dan about that. There. Okay. I'll get the kit. All right, I'll show you the kit. So last week, Dan asked about this. I think I sent him an email about it or something. On Amazon, you can buy this kit. I bought this one at your local Napa. I'm not sure if it's still available or not. But basically what it is, it's a color change kit. Okay, so you get it. It has this blue test fluid that comes with it. It has little instructions. And then it's got the world's biggest eyedropper. And so what you do is you put your blue fluid in here. It goes up to this line. Okay, it says fluid level on it, so you can't get confused. Then on the top, instead of taking your blood pressure, you pull this, you squeeze this little blood pressure deal thing, and what it does, it sucks air. Okay, you shove this into your the water tank, the one that has the pressurized cap on it. So the one that has the blue or black cap, it's kind of open the engine bay over to the left. Okay, so you take that cap off, you make sure there's like some airspace where you can shove this in and it's not going to suction up coolant into here. So maybe like a couple inches of airspace. If there isn't any airspace, take something and suck some coolant out so you have airspace. You jam it in there. Okay, you start the van and then you sit there and you just do this. And what you'll see is as you're doing it, these bubbles will be coming up through the blue fluid. After about 30 seconds to a minute, if there's a problem, the fluid will change color. Okay, it's magic. It'll change from blue to either green or yellow. And that means that you have combustion gases leaking into your coolant through a cracked head or a messed up head gasket. So there you go.
Also, Matt Steele says, definitely friends. Gonna pay you now. Totally forgot.
I figured you did. Matt's real busy, so no hard feelings, Matt. I was just teasing you on that one, but it'll be good to get paid. All right, all right. What else?
There's like nothing after that yet.
dot. Okay. So, I take rebuilt transmissions as payment. All right, let me see what else we got back here. All right, so somebody called me today. And they said they needed headlight adjusters. We got headlight adjuster kits in stock. This is for the square headlights. I also have headlight adjusters for the round ones if you need them. Most of the time, they're okay. I don't know why. It seems like they last pretty much forever. But the square ones, we got them in stock. $92 for a set. And we'll get them out to you real fast, quick. Everybody else is out of stock right now. That's why I'm mentioning it. Somebody said some of the other places are cheaper, but they don't have any. I'm like, well, that doesn't really do you any good, does it? And mine's not really that much more expensive, like $7 or something more. Oh no, that just broke the bank. Okay, so here they are, headlight adjusters for the square headlights if you need them. And they're all actually nicely made. All right, continue on. I just got a new canvas, okay, from the UK. Hopefully we're going to be putting this in this weekend and getting that going. I have a upholstery shop dude that does it for me. I used to do it myself, but I kind of hate it. So I get somebody else. I pay another human being to do it. And he enjoys it. He loves it. So there you go. So it's a win-win. But we do have these. If you guys need new canvases for your Westfalia, I'm going to be putting these on the site at a little bit cheaper price once we put this in and make sure the quality level is up to what we like. Okay. Because, you know, I got them from the UK and the price is better than pretty much everybody over here. Plus, I went to buy it, and guess what? They actually had it, and they sent it to me. I got it in 2 days. Okay? There's another shop that you guys all know. I'm not going to say who it is. I sent them an order for a canvas and a propane tank. Okay? I sent them an order for that. I said, I need this stuff. Nothing, cricket noises in the backgrounds. Like a week went by. They never did anything. They never got back to me. They never said anything. I bought this other stuff other places, and I said to them, listen, guys, I never got anything from you guys. Oh, you got an email from us as soon as you did your order. Yeah, I got that. Like, you ordered stuff, email. That was it. So, yeah, that happened. Okay. It's kind of messed up that you can buy stuff from England faster than you can get stuff from another state that starts with a P that's right next to New Jersey. Okay. Now, I do have these backing plates for the Vanagon. They are nice, really nice. If you're dealing with your back brake situations, definitely you might think about this, especially if you're doing that. There's rear wheel bearings, which pretty much stink on ice. Doing that, you have to take this off to do all that stuff. Why not put a nice, shiny new one on there instead of that old wiffle ball one that you have on there now? That's pretty much crap. I'm going to show you this. This was actually in the first Vanagon I ever bought. It is an accessory. I think it's a factory accessory. It goes on top of your ashtray deal. It has like a piece of Velcro, Space Age Velcro. And it just has a couple cup holders here, little for your pens and stuff and things. And I may get this reproduced. They're pretty cool. It was a factory item, I believe, and it was in my 85. And I've just held on to all these years. Okay, so it's not for sale. Billy Shepard, don't call about that. All right, what else we got?
Matt Cito just said LOL.
LOL. Okay.
He's LOLing.
Because he knows who I'm talking about. And they are the problem. Okay. Anyway. All right, so do we have any more questions? We got about 20 people on, so that's cool. I had a guy call me today. I'll do some screen share action. Okay, let me do the screen share. Don't get scared. We're going to do Inception. Okay, there we go. All right, now we're doing the screen share action. I had a guy talk to me today. He sent me some pics of his van. He found this van somewhere, and this van is vintage 80s, right? It's the 85. But the sweet part about this van, it only has 17,000 original miles on it. Okay, can you imagine that? They're still out there. Okay, so this van had 17,000 original miles. It's an 85 Westie. It's got the 80s A-Team stripe going down the side over here. I mean, that's great. Let me get another picture. I mean, it's just a really nice van. And I don't know what's going on with these. All of his center caps for his alloy wheels are weird. But actually, this car didn't have alloy wheels originally, so it must be something somebody put on there. But, you know, it's just really beautiful car. I mean, 17,000 miles. I haven't seen one like that in a while. We bought one like that before. I asked him what the history was. He said this guy had it in a garage, and then he just passed away, and he bought it. So you can see how beautiful this car is. You know, 17,000 miles, you can't really buy that with money. I mean, you can, I guess. He bought it with money. But, you know, it's just one of them things where it's just, you know, it's worth more than money because, you know, it's so rare to find them like that. And he was actually pointing out to me, so he bought this van. Of course, this is all his coffee and all this other stuff. But it's weird because you see how this table is this dark brown color. And some of the 85s had that. And most of them didn't. Most of them have the color of the table is the same color as this cabinetry. It's like this light tan color. tabletop, but this one had like a dark brown tabletop. So he's like, I need the front table. If anybody has a nice dark brown front table, let me know, and I will let him know about it because he's looking for one. Okay, so let me stop sharing. We'll go back to our thing. I don't want you guys to get too scared on that inception. Okay.
AJ Lozabor just says, hello from San Antonio, Texas.
All right, man. God bless Texas, my friend.
I said hello because there's a W at the end.
Oh, hello.
Hello.
Okay. I didn't know that's how they talked in Texas, but hello back at you. All right, let me think if I got anything else over there on the table or anything. I don't know. I just got a bunch of shipments from, you know, from France and stuff this week, and also from the UK. Oh, I did get some of the long stainless steel coolant pipes for the van. I got the ones for the 2.1. I got 2 sets of them. And I got some for the 1.9 that has originally had the plastic pipes. But the reason why I got those is because you can't really get the coolant hoses for the older 1.9. So like the original 1.9s had these metal steel pipes. Then they went to a plastic pipe that was a little bit bigger diameter. That's the stainless steel lines that I got. Those 2 different ones. We have them in stock if you need those stainless steel lines. I would recommend them for the 2.1s because most of the 2.1s that have the plastic lines, the ends are going bad. They're popping apart, and you can pop out of there like a cork, and it's no bueno. Okay, so definitely inspect your long coolant pipes that go under the van. If you look on a 2.1, usually in the front, right behind where the spare tire is, you will see some hanging drops there. That usually means the end of that pipe is coming apart. It's popping apart. And so if you get these stainless steel pipes we sell, they replace all that. It's all stainless, high grade. And it's really nice, and we have some in stock. So definitely check that. It's on our website. If you have a 1.9, or if you're getting ready to do a ball stick conversion or something like that, I would recommend those stainless steel ones that I was also talking about with this slightly bigger diameter. It will allow you to also buy some new hoses for the radiator and for the back that are easily obtainable, and you can kind of retrofit all that stuff. Okay, so that's that commercial on that. What else? Nothing. Everybody's still just chilling back there. I'm getting messages through.
Oh, Matt Seidel said check your PayPal.
Oh, check my PayPal. I don't even know how to do that while I'm down here. All right, I'm gonna do it. I got money from $40 from Matt Steedle. Oh, okay, that's the money he actually owes me. So, thanks, Matt, for paying your bills. Okay, all right, so that's cool. I appreciate him doing that, and you know, I trust people. You know, I know it sounds weird. I've had people that I've did business with for a long time, and they'll be like, I need this stuff like right away. And I'll go to do it, and their credit card gets declined. Okay? I mean, I'm not going to not send it. I'll just go ahead and send it. And then just say, hey, listen, just do it whenever you can do it, fix it or whatever. And it's no problem. Again, it's because of the Vanagon community, and you guys are great that way. So no big deal. Like I said, with Matt, I know where you live, so it's, you know, eventually I was going to get that money. Okay.
Brooke Barber says, any opinions on LED 7-in round headlights like JW Speaker?
Okie doke. So we actually did a video about the 7-inch round headlights, LEDs. You can go check that out on our YouTube channel, and we really like them. I think they're great. Okay, and we sell them on our website now, $139, I think, for a set, which is cheaper than everybody else, and they're pretty decent. They're nice. Actually, I sold a set to a guy who had a 79 bus this week, and he installed them and said they worked out great. Okay, so definitely check out our videos on that, and you can see what you think. They definitely lit up the signs and stuff a lot nicer than, I mean, really, they're a million times better than the Seal Beam 7-inch, and they're probably on par with the halogen ones, but they use a lot less juice, so they don't fry your wiring and stuff.
Daniel Peckham says, my light alternator, my alternator light and OXS light flash on and off intermittently. I changed out the instrument cluster with the GoSD circuit board, and problems still was happening. How can I check my alternator output?
I mean, the best thing to do is check it at the battery with a meter, and you can also check it at the alternator with a meter. It wants to be like around 13.75 volts or 14 volts, somewhere in that range. But it does sound like you're having some kind of problem with your alternator. Okay, so you check it at the alternator itself. On the back of the alternator is like a lug that has a red wire going to it. You check it there, and then you can also check it at the battery and just kind of see where it's at. You know, there's a voltage drop, so it's not going to be exactly the same at the battery, but it shouldn't be like a lot. You know, maybe half a volt or something. It's got a long run. All right, anything else?
Nope.
I got some weird stuff. Let's see. I'm working on a Type 2 bus for a lady. Man, that survived Hurricane Sandy. It's just taken forever. It's just one of those never-ending saga story things. But one of the things I'm doing, I'm putting in a secondary battery system in it. We're doing an inverter and also a dual battery charger, all that good stuff. I just bought this week. I guess it's kind of hard to see. You know, this, again, we're into the new stage of radios that don't need CDs. Okay, why have that? And then this is a cool item here. It's I found this on Amazon. I might put it on the site if you guys are into it. But what it is, it's a USB, okay, 2 USB that are 5 volts, 2.1 amps chargers. Okay, so you can charge your USB items. There's 2 of them. And then the other cool part about this one, though, is actually has, it's like pretty much impossible to see it, but right here in the middle, it actually has a voltmeter built into it. So, you know, when it's closed, this cover is like translucent. Ooh, see that? When it's closed and this thing's lit up, you can read your voltage like pretty much all the time. And, you know, if you have this thing secondary battery, this is your secondary battery voltage. So you can use it to charge USBs and also read your battery voltage. Because it's LED and LCD and all those other L things, names, it barely takes any power. So you're not going to it's not going to drain your battery. It's going to take like weeks to drain your battery or more. Okay. So that's kind of cool. Like you could replace your cigarette lighter with that. You could cut a new hole in your dash, put it there. You could put it in the back in one of your cabinets. Okay. I mean, you definitely can never have enough power outlets. All right. Got anything else? And you guys are being quiet this week. I mean, we got 19 viewers. This is like the most viewers we've ever had. And nobody's saying anything. What about the alien guy from the other planet? Is he still out there?
He might have left.
Send us a smoke signal. Or perhaps make that one star that's been fluctuating, make it fluctuate some more for me. That way I know you're hearing me. All right, so what else we got? I'll show you something else I got that I hadn't even put on the site yet, I don't think. I don't know why either, because I've had it for months. And this is so humongous. Look at this trash.
Oh my goodness.
I think the whole bracket's gonna fall down. All right, this right here. You see this? This is brand new covering for fuel lines. Okay, so if you're getting a fuel line kit, and a lot of times I reuse the old coverings, but I found this company that's actually found, like the original coverings. The later ones have the gray cover. And this is basically you can buy by the foot. So I'm going to put it on the site. It's just sleeving. It goes around your fuel lines, and it just keeps them from getting chafed and stuff like that. So, I'm going to put it right here because I don't feel like trying to put it back on the top.
SD says, what electronic ignitions do you recommend?
Usually I use Pertronix for electronic ignition. I've used them for years, and they work pretty great. Okay, I mean, Pertronix is like pretty much the leader in that field. As with everything, there are Bobo knockoff units that you can buy on. I've even seen them advertised on the Samba. They're just no name. They have nothing. Okay, I don't know about them because I usually use the Pertronix. Okay, so that's what I would recommend is Pertronix. We have them on our site. And get rid of them stupid points. You know, this is pointless. Okay, but that's what they call the system. It's a pointless ignition system. It's electronic. So it's real easy to install. You just take, like you're changing out your points, except now you put this Hall sending unit in the distributor. You put a little plastic deal in the center under your rotor, and that's it. It takes you like, I don't know, 20 minutes to do it. You take a little piece of a matchbook cover, and it comes with a little plastic spacer deal. You space it out, and it's all over. Okay, so Pertronix. Pertronix. Okay, there's my Pertronix commercial. All right, anything else? All right, guys. Well, thank you guys for coming out. If you do have any more questions, let us know. I know a lot of you guys watch this again tomorrow, Saturday morning. Your Saturday morning cartoons. One of them is Ken Wilford, the Ken Wilford Show. So definitely buy Kellogg's Corn Flakes, and also buy your parts from Van again. Now, some people even bought some parts today. They said, "Thanks for doing the YouTube." I mean, that's all that needs to happen, guys. I don't really need donations. If you guys are just going to buy stuff from us. I know one of our customers, Fran Murphy, you know, today we've been helping him out with his burn-up engine deal. And he's like, I'm going to buy all my stuff from you because you help me out all the time. And so that says thanks to me, okay? If you do that, you don't feel like you have to do donations. I mean, I definitely appreciate it. But, you know, the parts, I would rather do that. That's why it's like a win-win for both of us. You know, you get your stuff you need, and we get the stuff we need, which is we need money so we can survive and live. So that Leah can eat food. She's a starving waif. See, look at the starving waif over there. She has, look at that. She's super starving because of the money. But anyway, no, she's not starving.
I'm good.
She actually works at a restaurant, so she's pretty good. But, you know, so that way we both get something out of it. You know, it's not just me coming on here and saying crazy stuff, and then you guys send me money. I mean, a lot of YouTube things are like that, but if you guys order some parts, you get some parts, and I get some money, and I get to do what I love to do, which is help you guys out.
SD says, LOL, pointless. I took a chance with the Hot Spark. Timing is set, advanced a bunch. Also emailed you a list of NLA stuff that I know people are interested in getting.
Okay.
And then Matt Steele says, this is my first time checking in, and I think it's great. I will share this every week on my Facebook product spotlight and technical knowledge.
Okay. Yeah, Matt is a good guy. We actually recommend him all the time. People call us. They're like, who can rebuild my transmission for me? And I give him Matt's name and phone number because he's a great guy. He takes a lot of pride in his work. And so we definitely promote him through on the phone all the time. And so we definitely appreciate him being here with us today. Maybe one day he will grace us with his presence, and we can do like an interview. Okay, so if you guys want to come in and do an interview with us, talk about your Vanagon experiences or something, that would be a thing. Okay,
he also said some people even paid for things they received months ago.
That's right. Sometimes people even pay for their parts in advance. But you know, Matt, you know, just if you want to come and be interviewed here as a Westy owner or something on Friday, we can do something like that with you as well. I'm looking here at DeRuyter's stuff here. He's talking about some NLA parts. Of course, the shift lever for the side of the Vanagon, that is in development right now. The shift ball lever at the transmission. Okay, they're both the same part. One of them just has a GR because it's German or something. Sliding door locking mechanism. Oil breather valve for air-cooled Vanagon. Okay. I will work on those things. If you have a part that you want to have it reproduced, the best way to deal with that is to maybe, we have to track down like a good sample of it so that we can share it with my friends in Malaysia that make this stuff. Okay, so we can get him a good sample of, say, that valve for the air-cooled Vanagon, or that part for the door. He can make it. Okay, I mean, I'm amazed what they can do. And he actually cares about the quality level of the product, so it comes out pretty nice. Okay, it comes out pretty nice. All right, do we got anything else?
Dan Bridgeau. I lost all the coolant in my engine on the highway. Burst hose. By the time I got to an exit, all my temp gauges were totally pegged. After cooling down, antifreeze pours out the engine as fast as I can put it in. Should I turn this engine into a boat anchor or try to fix it?
That's a good question. I mean, when you do a massive overheat like that, it hurts a lot of stuff. Okay. And it's really hard to know if it's worth even trying to fix. You know, the problem you have is, I guess the best thing to do would be to pull the motor out and then take the heads off and look inside the cylinder walls. If the cylinder walls look okay, then you might be able to be okay by doing heads or head gaskets on it and getting it back together. But usually what happens is it'll hurt the motor to the point where like the pistons will expand and they're touching the cylinder walls. You'll get some scoring on that. And it's pretty much game over. You know, the oil inside the motor turns into like water. It basically gets to that level and then it just runs off the bearings. So you got bearings touching, you know, the crank, and that's not supposed to happen. Okay, so, and once that happens, then you get, it just accelerates the wear and tear on the motor. So I guess, you know, if you're into checking into it, you can actually rent a borescope and maybe look inside the cylinder walls with a borescope, or you can just pull the heads off, look inside the cylinder. If the cylinder walls look okay, like they don't look shiny, they don't look like they have some scoring, you might be able to get away with doing that. The other problem that happens more and more is that the head studs, okay, can get tweaked when you have an extreme overheat condition, and they look okay or whatever. Then you got to put the motor back together, and you're tightening the head studs, and it just keeps tightening, and it doesn't actually get to the actual tightening torque, and it's because they've gotten fatigued and now they're just stretching. Okay, so you might want to take a look at the head studs too. We have a kit on our site for head stud replacement kit. I mean, that might be something to do too because of the extreme overheat condition that happened. Yeah, so I'm sorry to hear that, man. It's no good. I get that call about a couple times a year, and people definitely, if your alternator belt is squealing when you start up in the morning, check it. Okay, because here's what happens: alternator belt squeaking, screeching, people just keep driving. Like, it just does that. Okay, then that belt breaks. It hits the oil tube. It hits this one coolant hose, and that's also what drives your water pump. Okay, so now it hits this hose, it kills it, water squirting out, no water pump because the belt's busted. Then you're driving on the Delaware Memorial Bridge or the Walt Whitman Bridge or the San Francisco Bridge or some kind of bridge, and you can't get off. And they're like, I just got to keep driving. When they're driving, and the thing's leaking everything out and overheating like crazy, and they get to the other end of the bridge, and then they can pull over, and their motor is over at that point. They just spent $6,000 to go a mile, or half a mile, quarter mile. I mean, that's expensive, quarter mile or half a mile. So instead of doing that, you buy an alternator belt off of our website for $8. You put it on there, you tighten it up. The next day, maybe it squeaks again. Go back in there, tighten it up again. Next day, that squeaks some more, tighten it up again. After like the third or fourth day, it'll stop squeaking, and then it's fine. Okay, and then you're good. So, yeah, sorry about that, man. That's a big bummer. All right, what else?
Just the stuff SD was talking about. Just said that's for air-cooled stuff. I guess the stuff
Okay.
that people were paying for, or like whatever. You just said that's for air-cooled stuff.
Oh, okay. All right, guys. Well, if you guys don't have any more questions, we're at 5:55 my time, and we're getting winding down. As always, next week, I had somebody, give me some suggestions about taking a motor out, putting a motor in. That's kind of involved. I don't know if I can really talk about that on a live stream. That sounds more like a video, like all to its own. But if you have any other suggestions, guys, definitely put it in the comments. I will definitely talk about it next week. I probably will also maybe buy one of those radios we're talking about, and I'll look at that comment that one guy had about the radio, because, you know, that's what I want to start doing, these smaller ones. Hopefully less of a pain. That's my dream.
Oh, the air-cooled parts was what he emailed you for.
Oh, the air-cooled parts. Yeah, I did look at those. So what you want to do, like I said, if we can find some good quality used ones and get them here, I can ship them over to our guy, and he can look at them and see what it takes to reproduce. And he's making the crankcase breather for the, you know, the water boxer, so why can't he do the one for the air-cooled, right? He could definitely do that if we can get him a good used one.
Old school trick, rub the noisy belt with a bar of soap.
Yeah, I've never really been into using the belt dressing thing, but I guess I could try it the next time and see if that does anything. You can buy belt dressing, like that's what they call it. It sounds like salad dressing or something, but you can buy it in a can and spray it on there, or use some other thing like a soap or something. I guess it's supposed to make it more sticky so it doesn't slip.
Dan says thanks.
Oh, no problem, guys. So, you know, I hope you guys learned something out of this week. We didn't talk about Hawaii as much as I would like to, but, you know, that's it's one of them things. You know, you can't always talk about Hawaii every week, right? Like Hawaii. Oh, am I just mentioning it for no reason? Okay. All right. Well, guys, that's all we got for this week. Hope you guys have a great weekend. Stay out of the heat, and it's getting ready to be 4th of July in a couple weeks. Now, if you guys need something for 4th of July, guess what? You're fixing to run out of time to get it. So if you need it, you better order it this weekend, because I have to have time. I don't have a transporter from Star Trek. I would love to have a Star Trek transporter. If I had one, you probably wouldn't drive your van again. Just transport. Mr. Data would transport you down to the planet, and you could do stuff and things. But if you need parts, you're say 4th of July, I'm going on this awesome trip, okay? But I need to do this, this, and this on my van. Guess what? Buy it now at this weekend. Do not wait until July 3rd and call me on the phone. Ken, I'm going on this 4th of July. And blah, blah, blah. Dude, people do that to me every year. There's nothing I can do. I'm helpless, okay? And instead, plan ahead, okay? If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. Get your stuff ordered now. If you're going to be traveling, if you get it done now, do not wait. This weekend, buy it over the internet. On Monday, I will ship it all out, and it will get to you before 4th of July. If you wait, it will not get there, and you will have to pay hundreds of dollars for overnight shippings. Why do that? I don't want to do that, and I'm stressing out because I'm hoping it's going to get there, and then sometimes it doesn't get there. Okay, so order your stuff now so that it can be there for your trip, and you can enjoy your trip and not wait to the last possible second and minute to think about this stuff.
Nigel says, keep up the great work, guys, and get your butts out here.
All right, I'm going to try to get to Hawaii. If I get out there, Nigel, I will definitely be trying to look you guys up. All right, guys, so hope you guys have a great weekend. Get many more smiles per gallon with your Vanagon. And thanks for all your support. Definitely gives us a thumbs up, and that helps us out as well. And thank you, Leah, for helping us with our live stream this week. All right, guys, peace out. Have a great week.